So I'm just going to make this real quick because I'm genuinely curious about this Liberty Safe debacle. Everybody seems to be so mad and upset that a safe company received a warrant from the feds, and they gave them, they being the safe company Liberty, gave them the code to one of the January 6th defendants. Now, I understand being upset with the government for going after someone and, years later for an obviously politically motivated thing. I get being upset with the government, but why are people upset with the private company that complied with a warrant? What did you expect them to do? You expect them to say no? You expect them to tell the FBI to pound sand? What do you think the FBI would do if someone denied their warrant? They would then go to there and compel them to do it with force. We live in a corrupt society with a corrupt government. You think the government's not going to attack them? And to what end? Because the safe, people need to understand, gun safes they're not like high security devices. These things are meant to keep out, people who are opportunistic and children. That's what they're primarily for. They're not thick walled safes that can survive, serious attacks with drills and saws. If the state wants in, they're getting in. Okay? There's a variety of ways to get inside of these things. And most of the gun safes, including the one that's depicted, they have a backup key. So it doesn't even matter what the combination. You don't need to bypass that. You can pick the lock. And there's no locksmith that can't pick a pin tumbler lock that's on one of those safes. It might take them a little while, maybe 30 minutes, but within a half hour, any locksmith's inside of there. And if there's no locksmith available, guess what? It's a guarantee that a saw, drill, or combination of both will get through it. So it's a choice between letting the state completely destroy your property or letting them get in there, take what they want, and then fighting them in court afterwards. But why are we attacking the company here? This isn't, like, I've seen people comparing it to Bud Light. This isn't the company went out and picked some controversial grading personality to advertise their product in a completely inappropriate way. Like Bud Light took somebody whose primary audience is children and used them to advertise beer. Obviously, people were upset with this fact. It has nothing to do with the choices of the individual either. Part of it just has to do with the fact that he is particularly grating, and of course, his audience is children, and the beer is not something that should be advertised towards children. I mean, we all had that agreement, and now all of a sudden Bud Light decides to break that mold. That's what people got mad about. This is not an advertising choice. This was a company that was served with a warrant, and they gave him a code that the feds didn't actually need. They could have gotten in there anyway. This isn't like Android or iPhone giving the code to someone's phone, which they've done that too. So I'm not sure what the outrage is. Someone explain it to me. Someone explain to me why you're so mad that a safe company complied with a search warrant. What do you expect them to do? Tell them no?